everybody. It is 10 o'clock. We will get started. Om. 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 Ganana Antva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavidamupamashravastamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shrunvannoti Dasadanam Prano Devi Saraswati Vajeebhirvajinivati Dhinama Vityavat Om Ganeshaya Namaha Om Saraswatyai Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Shuklam Baradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Dhyaye Sarva Vignopashantaye Vagishadya Sumanasaha Sarvarthana Mupakrame Yam Natva Krutakritya Syuhu Tam Namami Gajananam Vakratunda Mahakaya Koti Surya Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhirbhavatu Me Sada Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Gnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami Sadgurum Tam Namami Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharya Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Veda Vibhagine Vyobhavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Yasya Sannidhi Matrena Sarve Shishyascha Sevakaha Karmakshetre Pravartante Chinmayam Tam Namamyaham Chinmayam Tam Namamyaham Hari Om everybody. Welcome back to our weekly sessions. We are discussing a very popular topic of meditation. What was advised here so far? Samadhim sarvada kuryat hrudaye va athava bahihi. We're going to have a very short session today, but I want to re-emphasize a couple of points again and cover a few new shlokas as well. Sarvada, always. And what do I meditate on? I meditate on that Sakshi Swarupa. When my eyes are closed and when my eyes are open, I meditate on that Brahma Swarupa. How? Slowly withdrawing the attention from the Nama Rupa, names and forms. That was the technique that was given. And what does this do? Over a period of time, slowly, at the subtle level, from the object-oriented thoughts, Vishayakara Vritti, I am replacing and etching the subtle body, the Sukshma Sharira, with Brahmakara Vritti. I hope you got that. Then in the last couple of weeks, we have seen that there are two types of samadhi. Starting from shloka number 23 of Drshya Viveka. Savikalpo nirvikalpaha samadhir vividho hrudi drshya shabdanuviddena savikalpa punardvida. First one was savikalpaha. With division or duality, we have gone through the details, just recapping. Nirvikalpaha, without distinction or duality. Then, Drshya Shabdanuviddena Savikalpaha Punardvidha. He further classified this into Savikalpa Samadhi, Drshya Viddena, Shabda Viddena. And in number 24, shloka number 24, Kamadhyaschittagad Drushyat Tatsakshitvena Chetanam Dhyayet Drushyanuviddoyam Samadhyasavikalpakaha. And what did we say here? The thoughts are arising in my mind, or drushya, seen, and we applied the logic of Drg Drshya Viveka. What do we need to meditate on? Sakshitvena Chetanam. On that Sakshi, on that witness of all my thoughts, on that Chaitanya Swarupa. And this is Drshya Anuviddha Savikalpa Samadhi. How do I do it? We went through a lot of details in the last 2 weeks. Without giving importance to the thoughts that are arising in my mind. Not just rising in my mind, but disappearing in my mind also. With that Sakshi Bhava, I meditate. I close my eyes and meditate. There is no world outside to disturb me, nothing to distract me. But internally, my thoughts are coming and my thoughts are going. I do not label them. Like our Puja Gurudev said, just watch the thought parade. Just watch the river of thoughts flowing. I just witness it. This is Drshya Anuvidha Samadhi. Then in Shabdanuviddena Savikalpa Samadhi, Shloka number 25, those who are following along in the book, Asangah Satchidanandah Swaprabho Dvaitavarjitah Asmiti Shabdaviddoyam Samadhi Savikalpakah. We saw that this meditation technique is associated with the words Shabda. What do we do here? We flood the mind with the same thought. Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha. What type of words? The Upanishadic words. Atma Lakshana, Swarupa Lakshana, direct pointers. For example, from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, we saw Asangaha. I am unattached. Satchit Ananda. Existence, consciousness, bliss. Swaprabha. Self-shining. Dvaita Varjitaha. I am free from duality. Asmi iti shabda viddoyam samadhi savikalpakaha. This is the practice of meditation with duality associated with words. Last week, we saw a lot of examples. We have also done that in our meditative verses, both Saguna Sakara Dhyana and Nirguna Nirakara Dhyana. We took a lot of examples from Nirvana Shakam, Pratasmaranam, Viveka Chudamani. We give the mind Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham. Brahma tattvamasi masi bhavayatmani. Brahma tattvamasi bhavayatmani. Like that, see, in Shabda Anuviddha Samadhi, in that form of practice of meditation, unlike the Japa Sadhana, these words are not meant for repetition like mantras holding a Japamala. We cannot do this type of meditation that way. These direct pointers are given to channel our focus to the significance of these words. Very important point to note. These are, help intended to help focus our mind towards the source. This way, slowly the mind gets absorbed in the meaning of those words. So it is said, Savikalpa Samadhi is the practice of meditation, and Nirvikalpa happens. Like we had discussed in our previous classes, efforts are made to sleep. We don't know when we have actually fallen asleep. Like that, Savikalpa Samadhi culminates in Nirvikalpa Samadhi. As I said last week, just like any other thing in nature, there are things we are required to do, and then we have to allow things to happen. Allow that self-unfoldment to happen. So with that, let us see shloka number 26 today. Those who are following along in the text. Swanubhuti rasa veshat. Swanubhuti rasa veshat. Drshya shabdavupekshatu. Drshya shabdavupekshatu. Nirvikalpa samadhisyat. Nirvikalpa samadhisyat. Nivatasthita-deepavat. Nivatasthita-deepavat. One more time together. Swanubhuti-rasa-veshat. Drshya-shabdavupekshatu. Nirvikalpa-samadhisyat. Nivatasthita-deepavat. This swa-anubhuti, this self-realization, rasa, this Brahmananda rasa, he says, this bliss, aveshat, on account of this complete absorption of the mind, having transcended both drishya and shabda, this nirvikalpa samadhi, he gives a very beautiful example at the end as well. Drshya Shabdau Upekshya. 2. Having ignored both Drshya and Shabda, see, whenever we see this word 2, it indicates a change of topic. See, when the thoughts are there in my mind, I am the seer of these thoughts. That is maintained. This meditation associated with the scene Drusyanuviddena Savikalpa Samadhi. Then, when Sajatiya Vritti Pravaha, when there is continuous flow of thoughts is maintained, like I am unassociated, I am asangaha, I am consciousness, I am Chidananda. It is meditation with Shabda, with words. So, in both these practices, we have to note what effort is maintained effort is put to maintain the same thought or to prevent any other dissimilar thought. And slowly, when the very thought is given up, one glides into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. I hope you caught that. When we went through this, when we studied Upadesha Sara in the language of Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, we said Bhava Shunya Sat Bhava Sustiti Bhavana Balat Bhaktiruttama Bhava Shunya Sadbhava Sustiti. This is Vedantic Samadhi. This is Nirvikalpa Samadhi. See, our Puja Guruji describes it beautifully. At this stage, he says, this is when you truly meet yourself after a long time. As though face to face, we cannot say that, but just to give you depict a picture. At this phase, now the action has ended and you have become that. Then what does he do? He gives a beautiful example in the fourth quarter of the shloka, a very often quoted example, Nivata Stita Deepavat. Nivata Stita Deepavat. This example comes in Srimad Bhagavad Gita also in the 6th chapter. Those who want the reference, 6-19, 19th verse. Yatha Deepo Nivatastha Nengate Sopama Smruta Yogino Yata Chittasya Yogino Yata Chittasya Yunjato Yogamatmanah Yunjato Yogamatmanah. Swami Vidyaranya Ji also uses this very same example in Panchadashi. So, in the state of mind, is like that unflickering flame. We just had Deepavali. When you light that wick lamp soaked in oil and keep it in that windless place, how the flame of the wick lamp remains steady, single pointed. That's why a lot of people use that wick lamp when they are practicing meditation, brings that focus to the mind. The tip of the wick lamp is always pointing upward, aligned with the source. Nivata Stita Deepavata. So, on account of this complete absorption in that blissful state, like that flame of a wick lamp, free from wind, steady, this state of knowledge is the self realization. So, the obvious questions as to what happens after this: will I lose my mind? How will I transact with the world? Don't worry. On regaining the body consciousness, this exalted yogi continues to serve the world. And the Shastras assure that with one difference, that there is no more bondage for him or her. And moving on to shloka number 27 of the text. Hrudiv bahya deshepi हृदीव बाह्यदेशेऽपि यस्मिन् कस्मिंश्च वस्तुनि यस्मिन् कस्मिंश्च वस्तुनि हृदीव बाह्यदेशेऽपि यस्मिन् कस्मिंश्च वस्तुनि समाधिराद्य सन्मात्रात् नाम रूपः पृथक् कृतिः नाम रूपः पृथक् कृतिः. Together. हृदीव बाह्यदेशेऽपि यस्मिन् कस्मिंश्च वस्तुनि समाधिराद्य सन्मात्रात् नाम रूपः पृथक् कृतिः. Now he is telling us how to practice on external objects. Hrudiva, as in the heart, bahya deshepi yasmin kasminscha vastuni. Samadhi aradhya. The first one he is reminding, what is that? That is Drshya Vidhena Samadhi. Is possible. How? Nama Rupa Prutak Kritihi. Separating of name and form of pure existence. From the pure existence, pure consciousness alone remains. See, we already talked about this in detail. We spent the whole hour on shloka number 20 when we talked about Amsha Panchakam. Asti, there is easiness in every object. Bhati, awareness. Priyam, dearness. Then we have Nama Rupa, name and form. The first three belongs to Brahma Rupa. It belongs to reality. And the last two are Jagad Rupam, belong to the world. So we know now how to focus. Focusing our attention constantly to that reality outside and focusing on what is the true nature or essential nature of that object. We have already discussed many examples also before. In a necklace, when I see the gold as its essential nature. When I am in front of the ocean, behind the waves and many forms of waves, foam, and the bubbles that he gave those examples, I see that the ocean is nothing but water. Having that knowledge, I extrapolate the same knowledge to any object that cannot exist without its substratum. So if I see a pot, I notice that it is a particular form of mud. The name depends on that form, whether I call it a pot or a vessel or whatever. I need to ignore that in the process of meditation. When I ignore that name and form, I ignore that form and the name given to that form, I arrive at the substratum, in this case, mud. But whatever we do in this practice, after I explain this way, please don't say it is as clear as mud. That's just a joke. I hope you got that. Let's move on to verse number 28. We have time for one more. We can cover today. Akhandaikarasamvastu Akhandaikarasamvastu Satchidanandalakshanam Satchidanandalakshanam Akhandaikarasamvastu Satchidanandalakshanam Ityavichinna Samadhirmadhyamo bhavet. Together. Akhandaikarasam vastu Satchidanandalakshanam Ityavichinna chinteyam Samadhirmadhyamo bhavet. See, in applying the logic of Drg Drshya Viveka, often where is the confusion? The seer and the seen are mistaken for each other. The self needs to be known as the seer of all that is seen. So, in perceiving the world, what is real, what seems real, or what is apparently real is often mixed up. That's where our Viveka Shakti has to be Jagrat, has to be awakened. Akhanda Eka Rasam. The reality is akhanda, undivided, no divisions. Eka Rasam, homogeneous. It is made of the same essence. What is that essence? This reality, this Vastu Satchidananda Lakshanam is of the nature of Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. Very clear, very precise definitions. So this type of meditation is Madhyamo Bhavet. What is Madhyama in this? Meaning Shabda Anuviddha Samadhi. Middle kind. We went through that in detail. So in that previous shloka example also, Nivata Stita Deepavat, that flame, that wick flame stands for that Chaitanya, that Jnanam, that steady wisdom. And the wind and stands for the disturbances in life, distractions in life, agitations in life. So this yogi has that steady mind, that steady wisdom. So in the language of Upadesha Sara again, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, since we have studied the text, I am often quoting that. That Eka Rasa. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi said, Ajyadaraya Srotasa Samam Sarala Chintanam Viralata Param. Like that steady stream of oil, effortless. That's how that meditation, that definition, you remember Guruji's definition, effortless awareness. So we'll stop here. We'll continue this, maybe a concluding session in the next week. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrutyorma Amrutam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Tat Sat. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all see auspiciousness. May none suffer. Om peace, peace, peace. With that, I'll open it up for our Q&A session, our interactive session. Please stay back. I intentionally made it short so that we spend more time on our discussion. I'll open it up for that right now.